Total Spoon to get your information. Total Spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you ain't know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. To spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon Spoon entertainment.
From the CEO, stand on with the spoons. And your boy, right at the South Bend. Charges on the beat.
Total Spoon to get your information. Total Spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you ain't know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Funjama, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, congratulate my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari.
From the CEO standing with the spoons, and your boy Friday the South Bend. Charges on the beat.
To get your information. To the school to be part of our discussion. School.
In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way. So says Franklin D. Roosevelt.
What is happening in Liberia?
It's yet another day, another discussion, one-on-one with the CEO.
In Morovia.
And the CEO play host to Montserrat County Senator
What is happening in
Honorable Darius Abraham DeLorme. Key national issues will be discussed. In-depth politics for the common good of the beloved country, Mama Liberia. Like you always say, the motherland will never fall.
news update?
So we keep the peace and play safe. Your sound coordinator, my name is Rufus Divine Cannon. James Goode Floma is on the other end. The CEO
Teacher want to make their
will
teeth.
shortly be joining with his guest. And tonight,
You want to know what
the
happened?
Thunder Striking edition of the program. One-on-one with the CEO.
Yeah.
Without much I do, good evening, James. How you doing?
Good evening, Rufus. I'm okay.
James,
God
I'm not
morning.
getting you.
Good evening. I think the issue is from your end.
Uh-huh.
It happened yesterday. You getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you now. Okay.
All right. God morning, man.
CEO, why you just shaking your head again?
I shake my hair, and I'm my own hair. And I'm my own hair.
Sometimes you shake your head. You have your own head, but in some instances when it's being shaked, it being questioned as well.
I've been questioned. That's correct. So James saying that, man, the beating Senegal. That's why I shake my head. The beating Senegal.
You put a man in the little lady the other day, you know, come for
The
a
beating Senegal good. But
What's the
Senegal,
score?
it's possible Senegal will come back.
What's the score now?
It's still the same, 2-0. But Senegal making some breakthrough.
That breakthrough we won, man. We won goals.
And you really should have go, okay?
Jay, I see why you're mad, because they beat Poland today.
All the neighbors around me, everybody versed with Robert Lewandowski.
They beat Poland today. I say I won't call you James. I will just sit there and let them finish beating your good.
Yeah,
Man, but
okay.
listen, Senegal, listen, Rufus.
Oh my God!
If-
But
the score-
you don't have
the
people.
score-
You don't have finisher that what disturbing you.
If Senegal can even draw the game, Rufus, you will win yourself good money. Oh. How,
Mm.
that sport you can play. How you call it?
Winner.
Winner. The people then get some here too.
Mm.
Yeah. If you put
Right,
if you put $100, you get $560.
But why getting this concert?
Check for a tie. If you tie that game, if Senegal can tie that game right now, in the first 90 minutes, if they can tie the game, that 1,600 and something.
Wow. What about win?
If Senegal win, that's a good thing because Senegal came in as an underdog.
And it's
Is it
not-
possible?
No, it's not possible. From what I'm seeing,
Yeah, man, James, you buy.
Senegal not making use of the time they have. Even in the first half, they did not make use of them.
So then it means that okay, so. But you know how Zef, Rufus?
Mm-hmm.
All the beginners going home now. They real football about to start. Argentina, France. You know, the normal days football, soccer is about to start now. Not that in the high America, they're playing 50 job. America, they're feeling carrying their home, so we care about them. The real normal
The
day
real football
starts.
coming start. Real man to man.
Man to man, that thing you got, the Dutch beating America, they happy. The food to try Argentina, the food to carry that thing around France, they would beat them like market dog.
And if they play Argentina and Argentina win them and they score 10, France beat England, Argentina and France will meet, or
That's a
England
good
and Italy will meet.
That's a good game.
Everything's
Damn,
going to
man.
be okay.
I think James. So no more game today, right?
Yeah, this is the last game.
I'm gonna pray that they beat the Eagles too. The American football, I wanted to beat the Eagles. If they beat the Eagles, then I'm looking good. Yeah.
But you can make it.
I'm trying to find late for my picking Rufus, man. I'm trying to also, yeah. Rufus said dry. Yes,
They don't want that Rufus. Jeff forgot about Senegal. I don't think he will get out late.
But Rufus by you love your love pass found. It mess you must forget it.
Oh, James. Your lawyer talking to us. You mute your boy.
You mute yourself, man.
They can make it with England, right? To beat England.
You talking to your lawyer?
To beat England, you need to do so many things, and you know. So let's see that football game.
James, eat your hamburger and just watch your game, man. Leave Rufus alone. They can't make it with England. You won't be good, Rufus. But man, eat your what did you eat today? Your chicken, your baked chicken with string beans. eat your best chicken and chicken. You go in and eat soda. You will get running stomach. Continue changing your habit. Let me bring the senator. Maybe the senator too gonna give you advice. You eat all that string beans that you go in the day you try that people rate off. It will run your stomach.
It will not run my stomach. I just need
Jay, your best friend. Oh, Senator Abraham Darius Delon. The picking said Darius Delon. Hello, Darius Delon. Senator, how you doing?
Good evening. How are you?
God money us. I'm picking James will say, God money us.
Rufus, how you doing?
I'm grateful always.
We got a feedback coming from you, Senator. You got a feedback. You got something on?
Getting feedback from me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me detach my Bluetooth from it.
All right.
Let me see if I get it off.
James, can you tell us how long it been since Senator they don't appear
okay?
on phone? Hello? It's good.
Is it okay?
We good.
Okay, then I gotta go off and come on so I can be louder.
Okay. All right. Can you tell me how long it been since the most rather Senator been on phone? If anybody can tell me his last appearance on Spoon, you win yourself a ticket to the Eagles game. If you're in Liberia,
we're not in Eagles country.
Oh, you want to know that? You might just believe that Lelo right there. Jesus, man. But how long since the Senator been on Spoon?
5 months.
How long? Huh?
Barely 5 months.
No, way past 5 months, bro. Way past 5 months. No, seriously, I want somebody to answer this question. No, it's not about the Eagles game. But can you tell me, James, how long since the Senator been on Spoon?
I can hear you clear.
You can hear me now. Senator, what's up, man? Are we good now?
About 7 months.
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. You're real good. There's no feedback. You're real good. Philip Bala, I hope you have our sympathy, my brother. Our brother Philip Bala lost his mother. They lay her to rest this on Saturday. We wish you well. A very constant follower on Spoon. We wish you and the family God's peace. And take heart, my man. That's how it is. Generation go, generation comes. The world stays the same, and we're moving. So please take heart. We want to say welcome to Nelson Quay, Michael, Cecilia Camara, Bali, Duat Abebu Boima, Joe Cephas Jr. All you guys joining us today to hear from your senator, Senator Abraham Darius Delon, senator, one of the two senators in Moserado County. The other senator is Senator Sad Joseph, who is not on the show tonight. But we're glad to have you, the Honorable Senator Abraham Darius Delon. Good to see you, and thank you for joining Spoon tonight.
Thank you. It's always good to speak to our people so that they can hear from us and follow some of the story. so that they know what we're doing, what we are not doing, what we intend to do. James, you look darker. When people travel, they can get bright.
It's like you plan to come tell me.
Wait, but you are ever breath? The man look better now.
You want me bleach?
He look darker.
I'm black. I always been black.
But
Man,
James,
Jim,
by the way, class reload, that's still rolling on.
But and I see where spoon tossed it, really.
But you are crying.
I did not cry.
man, if you come class reloaded and you undershow your pay, there's not promotion for class reloaded. We're not enemy with friends, with Liberians, so it's a good thing.
So, James, you hear it?
Oh.
England score again? James, England score?
Yeah.
Oh, my man, I forget it, man. Turn that thing off. That's nonsense. Turn it off, Senegal. Hey, God. You were rooting for Senegal, though, but it's not looking good today. Another African team. The next team we're all praying for now is Cameroon or Morocco? Morocco, right? Morocco we pray for. Yeah, so they don't work. What your take, man? All the African team getting out there. I know you're a constant follower when it comes to soccer, football, and now Senegal is going down.
Well, Liberia is not there, so I just watch good football, make jokes, and may the best team win. Liberia is not there, so I'm not killing myself. But the World Cup is a global phenomenon, and everybody is glued to it. And so, soccer pundit like myself, I'm happy for the World Cup as it's proceeding. It's coming along with a lot of surprises. Nobody knows who wins. That is why I love soccer. I love active sport activities because until the game is over, you don't know who wins. If I'm watching a movie and know the hero never dies. But soccer game, if the biscuit can break anywhere, according to Josiah Johnson. And that theory, that statement by Josiah Johnson, that football is like a biscuit that can break anywhere. If Josiah Johnson was an international coach, that statement would have been a huge statement quoted in the soccer world. If that statement was made by Pele or Maradona or somebody of international clout from the soccer world, that football is like biscuit and it can break anywhere, it would have been a huge quotation in the soccer world. And it is true that football does indeed break anywhere where you don't expect. Who expected that Saudi Arabia would beat Argentina? Who expected that Japan would beat Spain? So, yeah, I'm enjoying the games, but I'm not killing myself for any of the countries because Liberia is not there.
So, your expectation, which country carried the World Cup for 2022? What your own expectation?
The country that would carry with the thing at this point it goes anywhere.
Okay.
At this point, it goes anywhere. And any country that carries it deserves it. Kudos to them.
Let's talk about the World Cup since we have you. I know we'll talk about national issues, but let's say international for a minute. Your take on the World Cup, Senator DeLong. We saw you on the floor. You wrote a communication. We have a copy. Let's start our conversation tonight, and every one of you welcome, please. Thank you for joining us. Again, for a very long time, you are seeing Senator DeLong and Stanton. We are on the Spoon Talk, and this is shared on Fabric, Super, and all of our outlets. So please share this, invite your friend. The Senator is about to tell us what is happening in the country, especially as we get closer to December 9, the World Anti-Corruption Day. So we want to, please, we are only here for 2 hours now. It's 3:19 my time, so therefore we are only here for an hour, 40 minutes. We hope we can get enough from the Senator as we laid out a lot of good stuff today. Senator Abraham Darius DeLong, you wrote a communication to the Pro Tem, to your body, concerning the president staying away all of the country, watching 3 games that we know of, 3, as his son played. And the president said, well, I'm fighting for Liberia. I'm engaging. I'm negotiating for the goodness of Liberia. Now we're receiving information. The president yesterday, last night, arrived at Miami International Airport. So therefore, the president is here in the United States. He's going to spend 9 days, 8 days to be exact. Then he's going to go to the Washington, D.C. summit, that which he was invited by President Joe Biden. Senator, let me give you the time as you do your intro on the discussion tonight, your letter to the pro tem and the activities in Qatar.
Well, it is traditional that whenever the president of Liberia travels out of the country, the president will write the legislature. Long before the president will seek to obtain the approval of the legislature before the president travels. That protocol was changed to information. Because if the president had to obtain approval of the legislature before traveling out of the country, sometimes the president's travel will be delayed and it will be stalled because of the politics, the political nature of the legislature. Say, for instance, if the legislature was, if it was a weekend urgent emergency invitation, the president got to represent the interests of the country outside the country, and the legislature was on weekend break, then the legislature will have to convene on Tuesday of the following week to deliberate, to give approval. So that protocol was changed to informational purpose. The president will inform the legislature about his or her travel out of the country. So I will stick to his, because the president right now is mayor. The president will inform the legislature about his travel out of the country, where to, why, the duration, and when he will return, and in his absence, who will be in charge of the cabinet. The president writes to inform. The information is most times noted. But it does not mean that the information cannot be verified or investigated if it is found to be otherwise. In this case, the president informed the legislature on the 1st of November that he will be traveling out of the country to return on the 23rd of November. And that by November 9 to the 15th, he will be in Paris to attend the Paris Peace Forum from the 9th to the 15th. And that from the 15th to the 23rd of May or November, he will be at the World Cup in Qatar at the invitation of FIFA. One information is that it is an invitation from FIFA. Another information is it is an invitation from the state of Qatar. When you get conflicting information, it must be verified. The president wrote a subsequent communication on the 18th of November to the Senate to inform the Senate that because the Paris Peace Forum was extended by 3 days in Paris, his original schedule to be in Qatar will be extended up to the 30th of November. And from there, he will go to America and Monaco to attend other events. Well, we have found that the president's information, former official information to the Senate regarding the Paris Peace Forum is not true. And so it warrants investigation. The Liberian people need to know, the legislators and the legislature need to know and must be in the know of where the president of Liberia is, especially on government money on foreign trip. It is in this vein that we wrote the Senate to investigate the information contained in the president's letter to verify whether the president said the truth to the country or not.
So your information, your letter was sent over to the pro tem. Was there any redress? What's the status of that communication?
So on Thursday, The pro tem said he had not seen the communication. The pro tem said he had not seen the communication. So it did not make the agenda on Thursday. But on Thursday in session, I noted on our AOB that a communication had been written formally by my office under my signature, calling the attention of the Senate to intervene in this matter for two primary reasons. The country needs leadership. For the president of Liberia to travel out of the country for 48 days, spend 15 days in Qatar to watch football game, we need to know at whose expense. In keeping with the National Travel Ordinance, any foreign travel by any public official, including the president, must not extend beyond 7 days on a particular trip. Any trip out of the country that extends beyond 7 days, the person, that official, will have to shoulder his or her expense. Lodging, hotel, per diem, and incidentals will have to be shouldered by the person extending his or her stay out of the country beyond 7 days. And when you return, if your extension out of the extension of your stay out of the country can be proven to be in national interest, and you can show proof with documents that you spend money beyond 7 days on public interest, then you can make case for reimbursement. As it is, watching World Cup for 15 days. There's no proof, there's no demonstration that it is in national interest.
Senator, let me hold you there. Now let me play the devil advocate here. 48 days out of the country, 15 days in Qatar. Let's understand something though. You saw some pictures, videos, interaction with the leaders of Qatar and SAR meetings. Are these things not in accordance with the president's visit?
We have heard a lot of goodies are supposed to come from the president's foreign travel when he traveled. And upon his return, they tell us all of these goodies, most of which we have not seen. Most of which we have not seen. The Minister of Finance was on this network, and he said that even the $2,000 incidental that the president makes or should receive or receives every day on a foreign trip should not be anything that we should bother ourselves about. I would think that is wrong. We think that is wrong. When the president says he will be in Paris for a forum in national interest, and we found that he's not in Paris, and that the Paris forum was not extended in keeping with the
can we come back to Qatar for a little bit? We'll talk about the Paris forum because we received information the date on which it started to that of the conclusion date. So let's just come back. Let's stay in Qatar for a minute. My question was, seeing these pictures and these engagement, but Alexis, I'm a strong advocate in rebuking this government when they err. So there you go. One of the nation leading newspaper, the Peninsula, the president is fully engaged with the leader of Qatar, and it may be their location, but you see that picture. What this picture telling you? That he didn't, he wasn't on a mission to represent Liberia and negotiate with the government. The president and his team saying these people have reaffirmed their commitment to complete the Lofa Highway. Don't you think the president, he was totally engaged representing Liberia?
Have you seen any commitment by the Qatari government in any Qatari newspaper or on any Qatari network? No. You haven't. You only heard it from people who are on the trip with the president. If you put the travel ordinance back up, it will tell you that any public official who extends his stay out of the country beyond 7 days on a particular trip. Yes, it contacting. It says the total number of days spent on any particular trip shall not exceed 7 days, for which per diem and accommodation shall be funded by the government of Liberia.
My question to you, are you doubting, regardless it came from the president team, that these guys now have reaffirmed they're going to complete the Lofa Highway, they're going to build more roads, they have assured the president and his team. Are you doubting? Is this not true? Will you not believe it?
Yes, I'm doubting, and as a senator, I need to be formally informed.
Is this not the same country that helped honor the Madam Salif regime that affirmed and committed themselves to building the Lofa Road? And they have then also make funds available?
There were official communiques signed. Where is that official communique in this instance?
But you also do believe that the president met the leadership of Qatar, correct? As per the photos.
I'm not doubting that, because the Qatari newspaper says they met at the football field.
Does it matter where diplomacy take place? Does it matter?
No, it doesn't matter. But when the Qatari government acknowledged, when the Qatari newspaper and the Qatari media acknowledged that there was a meeting, published that there was a meeting, they met at the field where the president had gone to watch World Cup games as guest of FIFA, according to the Qatari newspaper. And it says nothing more than that. Then I have doubt on what I'm hearing from our side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and my doubt can be clear. My doubt can be clear if the Senate will intervene in keeping with my communication.
Okay. Good to know that you have a doubt. Let's go back on this game. If Senator DeLong, the girls wish tomorrow, in your own capacity as a father, let's bring this home. Seeing your son for the first time participating in the world event, what advice, what position you wanted this president to take in going to see his son playing for United States? I mean, because we beat on the president. Will you have advised him to take a day, take some time off to go see his son playing? I mean, what was your position? What would be your advice to this leader?
So the president communication to me as a senator did not say he was going to watch his son play. The president said he was going to Qatar as guest of FIFA. I want to see that invitation. When you inform me formally about something and I have doubt about it, convince me. If FIFA invited you, is it by email? Is it by text message? Is it by formal communication? And in what capacity? I have the right to know. If you're going to see your son play, like I would do my son anything. I saw President Weah on that field as a very proud father, which I would do myself. I would not beat on George Weah going to see his son playing. But George Weah did not go as George Weah. He went with every government resources. He went with government resources. His son is not playing for Liberia. His son is playing for another country. When Mr. Namwe responded to my BBC interview, he said, Timothy Weah is above 18 and he's a mature man on his own and he can choose his personal life. He chose his personal life to play for America. We have affinity to America as Liberians. Timothy is one of our sons, whether we like it or not. Put the politics aside. But when George Weah goes as president of Liberia on government conference and inform me as senator that he's going as guest of FIFA, I want to know what benefit it accrues to Liberia from our conference.
Let's talk about the 7 days, because information from the government saying that, well, after the 7 days are spared, what is reporting from you guys' own arrangement, the president, everything that was done, it was done not from the country coffers, the $2,000 per day. So what say you, number one? And number two, one of our followers is asking then, Senator DeLong, can you wait upon the president return to address the nation or to tell you exactly his accomplishment and that which he achieved on this 48 days trip? Why blowing the horn now? Why can't you wait?
I'm putting the president on notice that I have gotten credible information that his information to the Senate, the Liberian people through the Senate, is misleading. So I'm putting him on notice, constructive notice, so that when he can prepare when he returns to the country to address the country and give the factual information. The finance minister was on the network and said, apart from hotel and padam and lodging and every other thing, the president receives 2,000 every day for incidental. His maritime chief went on BBC and said the president has not, even though he's entitled to it, the president has not received a dime of that money. Who do we believe?
You had the finance minister. Did you ask him? Did you raise the question? Did he lie to you guys? I mean, I'm talking about the senators that were in session concerning this incidental $2,000. We also had the finance minister on our show. We asked him for the exact amount budgeted for this president for the 8-day trip outside of the country. He couldn't answer. He couldn't answer, and we asked him, did you give the president a blank check? He couldn't answer. Eugene Namwe said the charter flight was given to the president from May Way, the host of the first program, the first forum. Did you question the finance minister? Did he confirm to you guys?
that was not a reason we summoned him at the time.
Okay.
That was not the reason for which we summoned him. So when the president official spokesperson said that, oh, no. The president was guest at a program and a plane was chartered for him. You don't charter a plane in a vacuum. There's documentary trail. We want to see those documentary evidence. We want to see how many days the president's trip was sponsored by the organizers of where he went. And we want to also see how many days the Liberian government covered, also funded the trip. If the minister cannot say to the public what the budget was, the maritime ombudsman turned spokesperson for the president's trip told you, your network, that they have to do a recast of their original budget. That means there was an original budget, and that original budget has figure. And if there were some interventions by the organizers as alleged or being claimed by Mr. Eugene Namwe, then it should also say what portion of the original budget was shouldered by the organizers and what portion was shouldered by the Liberian coffers, the national coffers, so that we can have a closure to this.
So, I mean, then talk to us from your position then. It's conflicting, and I do agree with you. It's conflicting. You got maritime boss saying one thing, finance minister saying another thing. Where is the information minister? I've never heard him. He never said anything. So then your position is to talk to us.
So my communication to the Senate is to ask the Senate's intervention for us to get clarity to this doubt, and so that the office of the president can give us clarity as to what happened between November 12th to the 18th about the Paris Peace Forum. Where was the president of Liberia?
So, Senator Dillon, if you do not, because the pro tem, he's a sedition, and every other person, you guys not having your will in the Senate. If this actually, you don't have an answer, are you calling for impeachment investigation?
So I'm not running about impeachment. I don't want to appear like I have a mindset. I want clarity. The clarity will determine the next step. My communication is expected on the floor on Tuesday. On Thursday, the pro tem in open session said he had not seen the communication. So I gave that pass. And I made notation in session on Thursday that my communication was formally lodged in his office. And I expected on the floor, on the agenda on Tuesday, so that we can launch the inquiry. We have the authority and the functional authority to launch that inquiry. And the inquiry result therefrom will determine the next course of action.
So at the end of the day, you have you and other senators that are fighting this thing aggressively, trying to get the fact from where we are. Senator Dillon, you know therefore how you guys operate. First of all, the pro tem say I have not seen it. When was this delivered? Why is he saying he have not seen it since as of Thursday?
So I gave him the benefit of the doubt because the communication was delivered on Wednesday in his office.
Okay.
So yeah, and the agenda is prepared. The draft agenda is prepared so that late Wednesday or by midday. So I can give the benefit of the doubt that my letter probably may have landed his office before or after the draft agenda was prepared. But we have constructive notice given to the entire Senate on Thursday in session that communication is before his office.
Is your communication supported by another senator or just you alone?
So yes, my communication is supported by few other senators. They did not sign. Understandably, for instance, Senator Jonathan Sibwe is out of the county. He and us, we have spoken 2-3 times today, or over the last few days. He's in Riverview for census counting. Senator Lawrence was in Grand Bassa County as well, and she came later on Thursday morning for session. I spoke with and connected with Senator Kwame Wisa. He read the draft. He helped to edit it and made some input and said that he has a very, very strong issue concerning that communication. And so he didn't want to seem compromise when it gets on the floor. So he won't sign it, but he has a strong debate in favor of that communication. So yes, a lot of senators are coming along.
Let's try to wrap up internationally. Senator Dillon, the president
and one of the reasons why this president's 48-day trip out of the country is troubling is because the country is dying for leadership. Stanton and the people of this country, the Supreme Court is now fully seated. An associate justice confirmed by the Senate cannot get formally appointed and commissioned because the president is not in the country. And this function to sit to appoint and commission an associate justice and sit them to fully constitute the bench is a function assigned only to the president of Liberia. According to the Constitution, there are some functions assigned to the Constitution, to the president of Liberia, that cannot be delegated. Not even to the vice president. Cannot be performed by another person. The vice president or the person acting over the cabinet right now cannot sign any bill, any law, cannot approve any law passed by the legislature. That is a function assigned only to the president. To appoint after confirmation and commission and formally seat an associate justice is a constitutional function and responsibility assigned only to the president of Liberia. The Supreme Court cannot sit fully right now. I mean, it's not fully seated in terms of the number. You already have an associate justice confirmed by the Senate. For more than 1 month, he cannot take his seat because there is no president.
The
president is out of the country. There is no draft budget for 2023. You have the video. Spoon Network covered the Senate. On the 1st of November, the president wrote the Senate asking the Senate's approval to allow him delay submission of the draft 2023 national budget by 22 working days. 22 working days from the 1st of November is the entire November. 22 working days means you removing Saturday and Sunday and including holidays, if there are any holidays within a month. In November, there were 2 holidays, Thanksgiving Day and Tottenham birthday, plus the 4 Saturdays and 4 Sundays. So the president asked for 22 working days. In effect, he asked for the entire November. What was he doing? Gallivanting, including watching football games. There is no draft national budget as we speak, in violation of the public financial management law. When the president's communication was read on the floor, and I raised my hand to do the motion, my motion was that we should reject the president's request for delay in submitting the budget by 22 working days, because 22 working days is the entire November. That means the president will submit the budget in December. And the public financial management law says the budget for the next fiscal period should be submitted to the legislature no later than 60 days to the expiration of the current budget. Where is the draft national budget? We are in December. The legislature will close officially this very December to return in January in keeping with the Constitution. What happened to the budget?
But let me ask you a question, Senator. Should the president be in country for the finance minister to present the draft national budget?
So the president will have to sign. So the reason I made a motion for us to reject the president's letter is because since this CDC administration, it has become habitual. It has become a tendency to delay submission of the budget in violation of the Public Management Financial Act, the law that says budget should be submitted no later than 60 days to the expiration of a current budget. It is only the president of Liberia that's supposed to submit the draft budget on his signature to the legislature. What was the president doing in November for me to give him 22 working days? You are watching World Cup. If you were home and trying to put this budget together and asking me for a few days delay, I will understand. When I made the motion on the floor, who was presiding? My colleague, Senator Sir Joseph, because the pro tem was out of the country, and in keeping with our ranking in the Senate, Sir Joseph being chairman or executive, he was presiding. There were 2 hours heated debate on the floor, and the presiding officer at the time, Sir Joseph, seized the motion because it was like a big sin committed to say we reject the president's letter, formally reply him and demand that he should submit the budget. Because there is no reason to delay without traveling out of the country to watch World Cup games.
So 22 working days. It's like we're running into December because you would take the 8 Saturday and Sunday, 2 holidays, that's 10. 10 all of the 30th, and now you're running into December. But my question, couldn't the finance minister and his team present you guys a budget for review till the president return? Was that a possibility to do so?
Well, that's not the law and that's not the protocol. The executive is the president. If you read Article 50 of the Constitution, the executive branch of the republic is one person, the president. You say the executive power of the republic shall be vested in the president, who shall be head of state, commander-in-chief, and head of government. The executive branch is one person. The power of the executive of the republic is vested in one person, the president. It is the president who submits budget to the legislature. Of course, the finance minister can be the one to deliver, but on the covering letter, signature of the president. Where is it?
Senator DeLong, while we're sticking to this budget thing, have you guys gotten paid? The lawmakers?
Yeah, so as far as I know, I've taken pay for October. There is no indication from my bank yet that I have taken pay for November because I haven't received the alert. There are a lot of civil servants that have complained as well that have not taken pay for October and November. And they say there's some technical glitches here and there. Lawmakers, when we speak about these things, it comes across as though it's all about ourselves. We haven't gotten some allowances for the last few months. But if the country is financially constrained, then we, the national leaders, we must understand. But the civil servants, the doctors, the police people, the security people, the teachers, and the entire branch, the judiciary branch, had to send to arrest the finance minister on contempt to pay that branch. It's troubling, It's troubling.
So you are current as of October. Are you current as of October, and you just probably going to get your November and December later? I'm talking about the lawmakers.
Well, so I know that I have taken pay for October. I haven't gotten any alert for November, and we are in December. Understandably, we are in the early part of December.
Have your staff taken the pay likewise?
My staff have taken pay for October.
Okay.
For November, no.
Okay. You said civil servant. You are talking about police officer. You talk about teachers, healthcare workers, and
You're right.
You're from Moserado, the biggest, one of the biggest county in the country. Have you received any complaint from folks out there? Because reaching out to the finance ministry, they said they have started making payment for or
All right.
September,
So
October.
so starting to pay is not the same as pay. So say the pay is in progress, okay. But you can't tell me that people have taken pay for November.
Let me ask you about this 100 million from World Bank. You guys should have ratified that amount, and payment was going to go through. Was it ratified by you guys, by the
No,
senators?
no,
Why so? Why did you reject the ratification?
no, not that we rejected. I don't remember missing plenary session since I became senator. And in the last month or so, I don't remember any such thing getting on the agenda for action.
But you heard though, and we asked
Yes, of
Senator on
course,
the show. We
of
asked
course.
Senator on our show, and Senator
Yeah,
said, yes, they're waiting for you guys to ratify it. Why would the government wait on World Bank 100 million to pay Saber 7? I thought we were
and that's
collecting our revenue.
the thing. You ask the finance minister that budget surplus. You ask the LRA people that the revenue is performing. But time to fund government operation, then there's problem, and they call it technical glitch. There's something is happening that requires some explanation, some deep explanation, but only if we can have the majority with the courage to do it. That's the most I can say. It's sometimes it's frustrating.
Well, you guys ratify the
Sometimes
100 million dead on. Is it 100 million of free money? World Bank money that was free, by the way. But I want you to say this to our audience. The 100 million Samoa is chasing instead of free money. Well, you guys gave him the full approval to carry on. What's your position on this 100 million data?
until I see documents and see the purpose, the source, and what it intends to achieve, I will try as much not to make any opinion on that. So whether it's free money, whether it's loan, whether it's grant, until it is formally brought before me for my legislative consideration, I will try as much not to make any opinion on that.
But it's so centered on. What do you know about this 100 million? I'm not asking for your opinion tomorrow, but as of today, what do you know about this 100 million that they're asking you guys to ratify?
But you still bringing it in, it has not been brought before us formally. So, but the finance
okay.
minister,
Go ahead.
the finance minister was on your network in other places that it is part of World Bank and IMF credit facility to Liberia. So if it is credit facility, that means we are borrowing to pay. And what are we borrowing it for? To pay salary? When that document appears before me, I will make a determination.
Was the World Bank 100 million part of the budget 2022, 2021, 2022 that say, listen, we tap in 800 million for our, and what was it part of it, Dylan? This 100.
In order for the World Bank money to be part of our budget, there must be a document to ratify. What is it?
All right, Senator Dillon. I mean, we're getting somewhere with the conversation because with all the missteps and the massive corruption, we want to be very careful as to who say what and when they are saying. So indeed, we gave you the pass on that. And when you see the document, I know you will speak to the document. Let's talk about what is happening in the country, Senator Dillon. 2 days ago, Commerce Ministry put out a statement that it is about time that we increase the price of rice. Dillon, you are not anywhere far used in Liberia, man. Times at sugar, honey, and iced tea. I don't want to call the word, so I would say it like that. But you know how it is, brother. It's like Christmas. They're increasing this thing just for a wholesale will be $17 or $17.50. Before you hit Douala market or drivers market where you are, or regular market, you talk about $20. Somewhere it will be $25. Was it appropriate for the government to come out after years of promising the Liberian people we would not increase prices. You gave us $11 million as a subsidies to the importers. You guys agree, some of you give it to finance minister. Yeah, we are. They went back to the promises, man, and they gave the Liberian people the Christmas that they do not deserve.
So you can't keep suppressing something because of politics. It will come back, and will come back hard. We want to be on record, because we are on the record, that during the deliberation of the recast budget, we made it clear that if any recast budget and subsequent budget going forward that is not aftermath program-based budget, we will not vote for it. And we are on record not to have voted for. We did not vote, meaning we did not vote for the recast budget, because these are some of the questions we're asking. If you're asking me to give you $11 million in rest subsidy, who are you giving the money to? Why? How much per importer? Once that breakdown is not given, and I approve such budget, I'm giving you a blank check, a box figure to go do anything you want to do, and to account for it would be difficult. So some of us did not vote for that budget. I remember Senator Lawrence did not vote on the record. I did not vote on the record. I remember, I think Senator Sikwe either abstained or did not vote on the record. Yes, and we're few who did not vote on the record because we were insisting we wanted to see aftermath budget, program-based budget. We are where we are. And the $11 million that cannot be accounted for, it is still before the Senate. We raised this issue. The Minister of Finance, the Minister of Commerce, the Minister of Agriculture were summoned before the Senate. Spoon Network covered that hearing. We asked questions. We demanded answers. One of the particular questions I asked the Minister of Commerce: if we remove subsidy, open the market, allow people to import rice, but make sure that the rice that they import in a free market, it must be consumable. It must be something that for human consumption, it must be good. But open the market. Don't subsidize the rice, the importation. Open the market and let the free market determine the price. How much a bag of rice will be? She said $15. If we open the market and don't spend money on subsidy, and the rest will be $15, $17, why are we subsidizing and the rest is $30? If you can't even find it. In fact, go and bring us a breakdown as to who you gave $11 million to. Who are you gave $11 million to? In fact, the Commerce Minister is still coming.
So
She's still coming.
With the new document out, the new press statement, are you guys going to call on the Finance Minister and the Commerce Minister as to why at this time they increase the prices on rice?
Yeah, so sometimes it sounds good summoning these people. To what end? We who approve institutionally $11 million can show righteous anger that we approve $11 million to avoid rice crisis on our people. Still, rice crisis came. Our people were struggling, jumping over fence. People were going to bed hungry. They couldn't find the commodity, and $11 million cannot be accounted for with documentary evidence. We who institutionally approve that money, I'm saying institutionally because once the majority decide it's institutional decision, even though some of us did not vote on the record, the fact that we have not shown righteous anger to demand accountability and action, it only says a lot that inviting the Commerce Minister, they will come justify why the rest is now. And see, and they said the decision to increase the price of rice now is based on a rest stabilization committee that was constituted by the President of Liberia. I had thought that rest stabilization committee would have had some TOR, terms of reference, in terms of developing some ideas in in tandem with the Ministry of Agriculture and other international partners as to how to start to look at local production.
But they don't.
How to start to look toward local production.
Yeah, but Delon, you calling for the TOR. Couldn't they at least tell the Liberian people the 11 million through our investigation? We gave Fulani this amount, we gave this other group this amount. But what was the purpose of bringing them together? And just to tell the Liberian people we have to increase the price on rice?
Exactly. And who should hold these people accountable on behalf of the people of Liberia? It is the legislature. It is where I find myself.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe it'll be a bad question, but I have to ask this because one of our followers listened to you. Brother wanted me to ask this. She said that, do you still have faith in the pro-tem?
Abochie?
Yeah.
Yes.
You still believe in Abochie?
That I believe in him. He's a pro-tem.
Is he working to your expectation for the good of the Liberian people?
So the pro-tem post communication on the floor and left with the floor. When the president writes, the communication gets on the floor, we make motion and we try to lobby our colleagues for us to vote the direction we should vote for the sake of the country. And the number is not there. The number is just not there.
If we watch you on the floor and you stand up and make a motion, sometimes the pro-tem say overruled. Sometimes he does that. And at the end of the day, for example, you was trying to check the senator from Sano County when Samuel Tuah appeared. What was talking about Samuel Tuah, the reason he should give reason why he snubbed you guys, he never showed face for 2-3 occasions. And the senator saying he's the best finance minister in the world. And you raised your hand and Abochie said no to you. So
the pro-tem said no to me. The pro-tem said no to me because I will have my time to speak. In the Senate, every senator has a right to speak and express the way he feels. In Augustine Chia's view, Senator Augustine Chia from Sano County, in his view, for and on behalf of the people of Sano County, Samuel Tuah is the best finance minister since God created heaven and earth. That's his view. But I was trying to call my colleague to order that we did not call Samuel Tuah to praise him, to give him eulogy. We called Samuel Tuah to ask him questions for answer. But the president said I should wait for my time so that I can.
You are speaking to thousands of Liberians in and out of the country that you still believe and trust the work of Abochie. That, of course, if folks are saying, wow. Yeah, I just want to just,
Yeah, so when I have the number in the Senate, I will determine whether Abochie remains as pro-tem. And I have embarked on a campaign to tell the public, to make the public to understand, we do not have majority in the Senate as it has been made to believe. The opposition, as it is, we do not have the majority. The 15 counties, the 30 senators, CDC on document by record, they are in majority. And we can do it right here tonight for your own understanding and the understanding of your listeners. Montevado County has 2 senators.
Before we
Montevado County has 2 senators.
I know you did this on OKFM few months back or few weeks back.
Okay,
and we got it tape. But let me say this to you, Senator. Let's go back to the Abochie that I know that he's your colleague, and you got. If there's a vote on the floor, will you vote against Abochie becoming the pro-tem if he's running again? Or do you want
if I had a number? If I had a number, I have a pro-tem that I'm supporting. Of course, yes, I will.
You vote against Abochie.
You read it. For instance, if God forbid it shouldn't happen. God forbid, John Weah win. God forbid it shouldn't happen, and they bring Abochie back. You think I want the president, the vice president, the speaker, the deputy speaker, pro-tem, everybody to come from one place? We got to balance the government. We have to. That was our intent coming out of 2020. That was our intent, 2020. We went to bombing, believing that one of our colleagues, for instance, Evan Snow, who won the election in bombing, we opened chat room. We said the new generation, the new generation of senators. We want to balance the government. In order to do it, we have to incorporate people. We want to embrace Edwin Snow. We are ready to do so with Nuku and other people. What happened by the time people got indicted? Most of the people started to do their own thing. So I was elected. I'm still standing the grounds. Senator Lawrence was elected. She's still standing her ground. Jonathan Shepard was elected. He's still standing his ground. Prince Moyi was elected. He stands the ground. Sometimes, most times with us, most of the other senators who were not elected but from opposition have already been born. Barney Sherman, Maurice Toma, and you can name them. Milton Tiaje, he's on record to say, I will be campaign manager for George Weah in Sando County in 2023. So when you're wearing opposition jacket, but your action saying differently, then it makes it difficult for us to gather the numbers. If I have the number and I have to balance the government, of course, yes, I will vote as such.
Can you do us a favor, Senator? Can you rate Albert Chair performance as senator from 1 to 10, 1 being extremely low?
I'll give you 6.
You're giving 6?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I'm not asking you this question, and that's what I like about our audience. So thousands of them following you, sending questions. Sorry, guys. If I really don't get to your question, I will try my best to squeeze DeLon for more time because we need to ask your question. If you do have your question, you have an opportunity right now to send your question that we can ask the senator. Please be respectful. We will not be opening the phone line because, this is a one-on-one. CNN do not open the phone line except when they don't want us to. But we're asking you, if you do have your question, post your question, we'll highlight your question. Senator DeLon, let's stick with the national issue a little bit more. As we move towards 2023, I'm going to come back to the government. Let's talk about the opposition. I just don't want us to dwell on Liberty Party. Opposition unity, where are you?
I listened to Louis Brown, for instance, calling for protest. I too have led protests along with the leader of our organization, Henry Costa, the COP. I have led protests against this government. Not once, not twice. I have supported protests for 16 billion, bring back our money against this government. It's time, and it's time for the people. I wish those people that are calling for protest now, it's time to protest at the Capitol building. It's time for the opposition to take the protest to the Capitol building to us, we, the opposition lawmakers, to ask us questions. Why is it that we're sitting in a lot of things happening? Our parties institutionally are being blamed. We individually are doing our own thing in the Capitol. It's time to take the protest to the lawmakers, to us at the Capitol building. Why are the people taking the protest to the president? The people who are supposed to check the president, we, the lawmakers. Let the opposition political parties turn to us, the lawmakers, to say our strength is in your representation of us at the Capitol building. What are you doing with it? What are you doing there? How are you guys performing? Maybe when you when the opposition turn their faces and their eyes to the Capitol building, to opposition lawmakers, President Weah will wake up, because when opposition lawmakers wake up together, President Weah will wake up and he won't be watching football game. He won't get in his way anyhow. So yes, we, the opposition, and you notice today, I'm not singling myself out as one perfect angel, or I'm saying we collectively.
Just to add to that, let me say this on the show, Yaka Koluba make the same statement. I don't know whether you follow him, but he's saying exactly what you said. It should be at the Capitol building. Let me ask this question, follow up to that rally. Is that an opposition rally, or is that a CPP, ANC, Cummings, and part of Liberty Party rally? How would you term the rally, though?
One of the things that make protests successful in most of the other countries is because it can be led largely by ordinary citizens. Most times when political parties themselves institutionally with their leaders showing a leading protest, the tendency for people to think you want to project yourself on a protest is very likely. The COP, the Council of Patriots protest, the largest protest, people-driven protest ever recorded in the history of this country, succeeded because there was no political leader leading. They were supported from the back. Once you have a political leader, political institution itself leading a protest, the tendency to have politics mixed with it is very likely. I hope this won't be the case. I hope whatever they're seeking to do, it will be broad-based so that it can achieve the results for the country and the people.
But again, you didn't answer the question. You termed this as an opposition rally or just a CPP rally?
Well, as far as I know, it is a planned rally being organized by Mr. Cummings, Team Cummings, led by Team's Cummings chairman, Louis Brown.
So it's not an opposition rally, is it?
Well, it is being organized by Team Cummings, headed by the chairman of Team Cummings. When COP wanted to rally to protest, we rallied the country. We consulted. We got soup. We got civil society organizations, political parties came in and joined, and then we set the date together. But when you already finish planning your protest, set the date, or finish doing your communication and all, then you say, oh, I'm consulting other parties. No.
Have they reached out to the Liberty Party, the political leader, Yombly Kanga Lawrence? Do you know whether they reached out to Yombly?
Unless they're reaching out to her as we speak now, and I don't know of it, I can definitively say no, not yet.
Will you attend the rally?
Well, so I would like to see what the purpose of the rally and what we're seeking to achieve together. If I would join that rally, I have to be part of the planning and for us to redirect most of our attention to the Capitol building where we, the opposition lawmakers, are.
You are saying that you have to see part of the planning. The planning is they have written a letter to just the minister. They have written a letter to Youth and Sport. They have organized themselves well. First
so
of
that
all,
means they have decided.
Exactly. They came out as a CPP rally.
Correct.
So will Darius DeLone attend the rally? Will you encourage your political leader, Yombly Kanga Lawrence, and her team to participate in this rally?
It may sound funny, whether it's politics or not, whether it's opposition or not, any rally right now for opposition should be on opposition lawmakers. We, the lawmakers in opposition for the Capitol building. Something got to shake us. Something has to shake us. If Darius DeLone, Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Jonathan Kapia, Steve Zago don't perform in the legislature, it rubs negatively on Liberty Party. The institution takes the blame. The institution gets diminished when we, the ones who represent the institutions at the Capitol building, when Liberty Party says, you don't vote to print money, and Liberty Party lawmakers vote to print money, what are you doing to the institution? When Liberty Party says, don't vote, it is the decision of the party based on SYZ not to vote to remove an associate justice, and Liberty Party lawmakers vote to remove that associate justice, you are diminishing the institution.
So someone
then
said,
you are not serving the aspiration of the political institution that took you there. Don't forget, political institutions, they are not abstract. They are not the building. It's the people that make up the party. So when the people say these are our desires and these are our aspirations, these are the things you should push, and you push otherwise, then you hurt the institution, and then sometimes that institution get bloody nose at the ballot box as a result of the failing of the lawmakers in the legislature to act.
Real quick, because guys, if I do not just read your question or your concern, please consider me. There's a lot of questions and concern coming in. But let me go to this one. Senator DeLon, they are saying to you the citizen trade are different in Liberia due to poverty and lack of education, etc. They need to be led by a leader. COP was led by popular talk show host. Cummings is the leader of CPP. He's a leader to lead this effort. Is that so? As we talk about the rally.
Well, that's a person's view. I'm saying COP rally was successful because we planned, we incorporated, then we voted on the date. That means we have objectives, we consulted, we incorporated, we included, and it was participatory.
But the issue, if I listen, what I just read, I think CPP is saying that Cummings is the leader. Then what become of the other opposition leaders? Banda Yura, Tewon Gonglo, Yombi Kanga Lawrence, Josa Yemabwaka. Why couldn't they call a meeting and a conference and say, this is what we intend to do? We asking you guys to join. Why, they have gone 10 miles on the road, then later on they're coming back and say, we need you guys to join us. We're waiting for you. Come and catch up.
That is question for Tim Cummings to answer that for me.
So, but DeLon is saying, I want to be very, very sure tonight. You are saying if you are part of the organization, then you will be part of this Friday. Can you clarify?
No, I
what
say
you just said?
If I'm part of the organization, if I'm part of the planning, I will make my case why the rally should be more focused at the Capitol building on opposition lawmakers. Let's answer to our people.
Let me read what JS Romer Kid Nabil is saying. Is the message a good message for this rally?
But the whole country knows the country is suffering.
Is the messenger the wrong messenger for this rally?
At this point, every institution in this country has some bad messenger. Good messenger as well. Sometimes the way I do my things, some people don't understand. Sometimes Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Satan can lie. If Satan can't lie, if Satan phone and say, Dylan, Jesus is the Son of God, I should say that lie because Satan talking. At that point, I don't see the messenger. It is what is being said, whether it is true or not. Are we suffering in this country? Is the country suffering? True. We tired suffering. It's a very good catch. Yes. But who is aiding and abetting the suffering of the people? Come to the Capitol building to us. Make your case for us and say, we'll put you here. We want to know what you're doing here. Why are you not holding this president accountable? As for George Weah, as for President Weah, honestly, Stanton, I don't really waste my time on President Weah because he already told me by his action that he won't be president. President Weah is telling us to stare in his eye. He begging us, we should stare him in the eye and not put him back in the mansion. He said, you see what I'm doing to you, my first thing, you're putting me by your business. The man has sent us a message already.
Let's move on a little bit from this rather issue. I know we're going to come back again. Let's talk about the opposition, Liberty Party. Let's talk about the Liberty Party split first. You guys went back to court, to National Election Commission. Musa Belete took you guys to court. A reply came from Justice Kabar. Joseph Kabila, as it is always been, he been very fair in the middle. He gave back authority to David Eto Brown Lasana and her team to proceed accordingly. Then he also said you guys should meet him on the 7th, which is next week, Wednesday. Delon, can you talk to Liberians tonight? The whole scenario of going to Supreme Court, what really Yombli Kanga won? And what really you guys are willing to back him on? Because we heard that you are talking to Musa Hassan Bedete, chairman of Liberty Party.
So we have developed a tendency that when you're hunting, you don't make too much noise in the bush. A noisy hunter drives the animals away, and then he returns home empty-handed. You are no stranger to Liberty Party issue. We are at a point where we are about to close this matter. Liberty Party constitution was altered. It has been demonstrated to be true. The party constitution will be corrected. Must be corrected. The Elections Commission is hearing a complaint about the alteration of our constitution and all other issues that the Elections Commission have given an impression about in the public about Liberty Party. Those matters have been resolved. And the Elections Commission has begun to open our file, and they have begun to take some actions. And Musa does not like that, and he's taking the issues to the Supreme Court. 2 issues, one was quashed. The wait for prohibition was denied. They wait for certiorari to correct what Musa and his team believe to be error committed by Elections Commission, so that the Associate Justice under the law can correct it. We believe that there was no error. The Elections Commission believed that there was no error. And so we believe strongly that the justice in Chimos will render the appropriate decision so that we can go back to the Elections Commission to conclude this matter logically.
Yeah, but you guys, I know you guys trying to go Jade and play this thing quiet. And it's okay because you need peace in Liberty Party. Musa remain chairman, Yombli remain political leader. The intent of this renegotiation, this peace talk, whether it's taking place in Abuja or in Monrovia, is why. Do you, Delon, I mean, strong representative of the political leader, Yombli Kanga Lawrence, are you saying that at the end of the day, if it is all well, the Constitution is revised, corrected, will you consider Mr. Cummings stand-up bearer of CPP? Are you guys still part of CPP?
When you're hunting, the smart hunter will hunt suddenly. When you're noisy hunter, you drive the animals away and you go home empty-handed. Liberty Party issues will be resolved legally and politically.
But it's Liberty Party part of CPP? Because since you guys agreed to join CPP, Senator, since you guys agreed to join CPP, there is nothing to show that you guys withdraw. You guys have to withdraw from CPP.
Ask it 53 times, anyway, 10 other than. When you're hunting the smart hunter, you see, everybody wanted to showcase themselves. Everybody was coming here and allowing you, particularly as Spoon Talk and the media, because we were giving ourselves to the media. That was Liberty Party issue disintegrated to the level.
Yeah, but right my question is Liberty Party part of CPP? Can you answer? You serve as vice chair.
Liberty Party has issues before the Elections Commission, and those issues will be concluded logically to determine the way forward.
But it's Liberty Party part of CPP.
When you're hunting,
there's nothing to show that when you're hunting. No, but when you're hunting, we saw ALP. The letter said we are withdrawing. Unity Party. The letter said, "Listen, we're not part of this thing." There's nothing from Liberty Party. Can you tell
When you're
Liberian
hunting,
that it's Liberty Party part of CPP?
let me make look. When you're hunting, you don't cause noise. Then the animals run away.
Who gave you that paragon, man? Choose that paragon now. But
But
yeah, man, come on.
change your question.
So you're not causing
You know,
noise because you're going to appease
you
a
know,
call. That's fine.
if you don't have TV to your house and you tell people you got TV, you're not fooling those people, you're fooling yourself. That's the most I can say.
Yeah, but I'm not going to hold you there because we're on time. If it is all well, and John Blake Kanga Lawrence, political leader, is awarded, say, status quo, that's what she said. And it's Liberty Party, I mean, the CPP. Is it true that John Blake Kanga Lawrence is thinking about moving the Liberty Party to that of UP to have that collaboration?
Liberty Party is before the Elections Commission, and the Elections Commission will rule, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, man. Bye with that stuff. So, folks, it's time for a break. I gotta laugh this one. Yeah, man. It's just hard to question Dino sometimes because it's easier, but Dino, let's move on to the general CPP. Dino, what are you looking at, though? Do you think Bouaka Cummings ticket can be the best ticket ever? One run, one shot, one goal to remove President Weah.
I was some disappointment of some people, but at this point, I am more focused on getting Liberty Party back on track. All of those things will follow. I am more focused on getting Liberty Party back on track. When Liberty Party is back on track, I believe everything and everybody will get back on track somehow.
Do you think the opposition still got time?
I want to believe so. We went in 2016, we went to Ganta. All the parties of consequence, Queen Johnson, MDR, ANC Cummings, Liberty Party Charles Brownstein, CDC George Weah, ALP Benin Nayure, MOVE, Mill June, and a host of other parties. We signed a Ganta declaration and said we will fill one candidate, one ticket, and there will be no UP third term. We were coming from Ganta that same August 16, 2016. And Ganta declaration fell apart on the road coming back. And every day opposition was at the throat of opposition. Every day opposition was attacking opposition to the discouragement of the country and the people. In February of 2017 election year, George Weah left from under the Ganta declaration. He said it was too noisy. No understanding. He had a small coalition with NPP and LPDP. They have vision. They had their target. They had their goal. They had their understanding, and they consummated their contract together. And they focus. In election year, should we always repeat the same kind of thing? No. But is it late? I think no, it's not late. We still have time.
Let's talk about, let's move out a little bit. Let's come back on the international scale. This week Friday will be International Corruption Day, December 9. And you know what happened last year, 2021, December 9? Prince Johnson, Ronnie Sherman were placed on sanction. What's your thought on this coming International Corruption Day? What are you hearing? What can you tell the Liberian people?
You see, sometimes it is a pain for us as a country to be sitting now waiting for somebody else to tell us what to do or to discipline us. It is a pain. Why are the people paying us? What are we doing? What are we doing? The president is weak on prosecuting people for bad behavior, corruption. The legislature is weak on oversight. The judiciary is sometimes scared to take action because if they took action and they didn't please powerful politicians, they will impeach the judicial official. Kabila Janneh is her history. After Kabila Janneh, Kangaroo removal from the judiciary, a magistrate had the courage to rule in a case involving Henry Costa and his radio station. The same evening, the president removed the magistrate to another court. So when the president is weak, if the president has no courage and no intent to punish bad behavior, the legislature in majority is weak on oversight and enforcing oversight. The judiciary is afraid to even test certain cases because of powerful hands. It's a problem. Then it invites the intervention of our international partners. And so, yes, if America and other countries will have to punish our bad behavior for us to change, I welcome it any day.
Are you saying more punishment on individuals within the government?
Not only that I'm seeing it, I'm wishing for it.
Oh, wow.
I'm looking forward to it with joy, with great anticipation.
Dylan, you've been traveling in and out, knowing that the president is here already. He came last night. But do you think America will come down with sanction on his government while he's here to meet, to attend the program? Because we do not know whether he will have a sit down with Biden. But to attend the program, do you think they will? What are you hearing?
I don't think America has strong issue enough to sanction the government. But I believe they have strong reasons with good justifications enough to sanction individuals. And I wish they can begin with the president.
You want to sanction the president?
In fact, today.
Wait, Dylan. Are you calling for the United States government to sanction President George Manasseh? Why?
Today.
Why?
Let him tell us where he took money from to build for the land condominiums. Where he took the money from? Where he took the money from? Where was it? It's not his asset declaration, which he declared Nicodemously. That is why I proffer a bill for us to relook at the code of conduct so that to make it mandatory by law to publish your asset after declaring it, because as the law is, when you declare your asset, it's in a secret Joe Bush. It will take you legal headache through some FOI law that most times people don't benefit from, to see somebody's asset that they declared. So we propose the bill. I'm for openness and transparency. So we propose the bill that when you declare your asset, it should be a mandatory by law that you should publish it. You should notarize it. Is there
another reason you are calling for the American government to sanction President George Manasseh, with the exception of the those buildings, 18 buildings he put down upon coming? Is there any other reason? It's shocking to me to hear you calling on. This is my first time hearing you calling on the American to sanction the president.
This man flies a private jet given to him by a quote-unquote friend, whose contract that he gave to this country, the president, Ibo Maf, from Burkina Faso. When you want to take loan from a private individual, a company owned by a private individual in the name of a country, and that individual has given you his private jet to use as well at any time, it's troubling. It's troubling. And when people use private jet, they got free will to carry anything. It needs to be investigated.
If the president is sanctioned, isn't it that the government is sanctioned, Dylan? I know the answer, but I want you to speak to that, though. If you're calling for the American, on this December 9 International Corruption Day agreement to sanction the Liberian president while he's here in the country, here in the United States.
Whether he's in America or in Qatar or back home, I will wish that the sanction will hit him as well. Simple. And I've given you reasons. I will wish, and I'm looking forward to additional names be added.
Let me
Since
move
we
forward.
don't have the courage to end the culture of impunity among ourselves so that it can serve as deterrent to all of us in public office and future leaders of this country, since we don't have the courage to begin the process of ending the culture of impunity, then somebody will have to do it for us.
Should the American government sanction lawmakers also that have incorporated extra amount under the pretense of $30,000 for community engagement or legislative
If it
engagement?
requires sanction, why not? Why not? Because I knew you were waiting to bring $30,000 back.
No,
So why not?
we gotta be fair. We gotta be fair.
Yeah, why not? If it requires that, why not?
Should those sanctions, guys, those are placed on sanction? Let me just move a little bit because something just happened when I've never heard you speaking like this, that they should sanction George Manawiat. And I think this will be on the newspaper tomorrow. You are calling for the full-scale sanction on the president of the Republic of Liberia. That's big from my end. But let me ask you
The
this.
president does not want to take action on the other people, and he himself is aiding and abetting, enhancing, enabling, and facilitating what's happening. So why should he be spared? Has the president acted on McGill? Has the president acted on CFAS? Has the president acted on Bill Traore? Where is the investigation announced by the president when he announced the suspension of these 3 sanctioned persons? What happened to the passport racket investigation, the diplomatic passport sale? What happened to those investigations? What happened? The president takes no action. So it is my view, he's enabling, he's aiding and abetting, facilitating, and enhancing these things. So why should he be spared?
Internationally, do you think Joe Biden should have invited President Weah?
I left with President Biden. You know, it's not a personal invitation, it's a general summit, African summit with the American leader. So it's not a personal one-on-one invitation.
Are you going to call on the team or the president to declare to you guys, send some information as to who the business organization and folks you will be meeting for 8 to 9 days in Miami? Since he arrived, he will not be in Washington, D.C. 3013.
Correct.
Apparently, Miami right now, the sun is hot, the beach is booming, entertainment is up to the rooftop. The president said, I will be in Miami. And are you going to question? You want to see those folks? You want to hear something? Instead of saying the president is on another safari?
So my communication to the Senate incorporates the president's entire 48-day trip out of the country. Where he was at a certain time, why he was doing that, who funded it, at whose expense, to what benefit to the country. My communication should answer those.
Wow. Do you think that we see McGill in McGibby, since you brought about the McGill, Bill Traore, the Constitution that you so believe in, you can cut the Constitution, the laws of the land, these guys, they can run. Dylan, what's your take? Can they be stopped? Should the people, if you talk about the people, to each his own, but can they be stopped? Is there any way to say that McGill cannot participate as running for the seat in McGibby and that of Bill Traore in Riverside?
So I was at Justice Ministry in 2004 when we attempted, as the government of Liberia, I was special assistant to the Solicitor General. When we attempted to put a freeze and seizure on sanctioned officials' assets in keeping with the UN sanction instruction, and those affected by the UN sanction went to the Supreme Court of Liberia, and the Supreme Court said, nobody can be deprived of the right of life, liberty, freedom, right to property, and everything, unless it is by due process. So the Supreme Court put a stop to that action by the Judy Bryant-led government when we were leading that process at the Ministry of Justice to put a freeze and seizure on the asset of sanctioned officials under the UN sanction regime. The Magnitsky Act, as has been explained by the US government and the embassy force, does not seek to infringe on sovereign laws, but there are consequences. There's consequences. Somebody said, Dylan, why don't you resign from the Judiciary Committee of the Senate, chaired by Councilor Vani Sherman, who is sanctioned by the US government? So in my view, that is a moral question. That person could be right. But I am a member of 17 different committees of the Senate. I'm a member of the Committee on Executive. I'm chair on Youth and Sports. I'm a member of the Foreign Affairs Committee. I'm a member of the Education Committee on Education. I'm co-chair on Transportation. I'm a member of the Gender Committee. I'm a member of the Health Committee. I'm on about 17 committees. Some of those committees, Councilor Vani Sherman is a member as well. So when I resign from the Judiciary Committee that he chairs, the next moral question will be, but he on the other committees that you on, you got to resign too. When I resign from all of those committees on the moral question, the next debate will be, but the man is still senator, so you got to resign from the Senate. So I'm saying no. The people of Magidi will determine whether they want additional sanctioned people in the legislature. The people of Cape Mount will determine whether they want a sanctioned senator in the legislature. The people of Riverside County, where Bill Trabwe is supposed to be running, will be the ones to determine whether they want additional sanctioned people in the legislature and corrupt people in the legislature. Then when the people are in the legislature, then they carry a placard there to say too much corruption in the legislature. Who put it there? Who put it there? It's just the people of Nima County who know when they elected Senator Prince Johnson as a senator, then they carry him war council petition for him to vote for war council. It's just like the people of Grand Judah County who voted for George Bullet, and after putting it there, then they carry a petition to say they want war.
All right, folks, Dylan having some internet glitch. You can come on, Ruth, first. Okay, you're back. Dylan, go ahead.
We got lost there for a minute.
Yeah.
Are we back?
Yes, we're good. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Dylan, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got lost there for a minute.
Good. Yeah, we're good.
Right.
We're good.
Good. So, why should we knowingly put people with tata character in the legislature or in public service? Then we complain why bad behavior is in public service. So the people of Magidi will determine whether they want a sanctioned senator. The people of Real Cells will determine. It is upon the people of Cape Mount County to determine. It is upon the people of Nima to determine whether they want a sanctioned senator.
I understand that, Dylan, but my question is that the U.S. ambassador came a few weeks ago and said, listen, where our money goes, and if you do any business with these guys, we're going to sanction you likewise.
Correct.
That is powerful. And that's what I'm saying.
So
the National
when you go
Election
register, as a candidate and you're transacting in US dollars, it's a problem.
Can they make that payment in Liberty? Is there anything on the book to say
Fine.
you
If
must
they
make?
make the payment, if they make the payment in Liberty, maybe when they get elected, or if they get elected, and the American government says, we are not sending any support to this institution or that institution that's dealing with this sanction process, who is it? It is the people who elected these people ignoring. Every time we ignore writing on the wall, it is you, the people, the country can suffer. You kill my mom, you kill my pa, I will vote for you. We ignore that writing. You know both, we will vote for you. We ignore that writing. You are sanctioned, you are not sanctioned, we will vote for you. We ignore it again. We ignore it again. When you put these people in government, and when they displaying their character and hurting the public good, then people start crying. Why the government is like an institution? Government is like a building. Visualize government as a building. Make an illustration of government as a new clean building. If you put clean people in that building, they will keep it clean for years, as long as they're there. If you put people that are very dirty, it won't take more than 1 week for you to see the dirty parts in that clean building. So government is not corrupt. It is the institute. It is the individuals that enter government with their attitude, their character, and their behavior. And when you don't punish them, you are giving incentive to other people to think that it is good to be corrupt.
So you see, again, we really don't know. I don't think you have anything to show whether America going to come down with sanction, but you would just call on them to sanction the president and all his legs. Because as we keep our finger crossed, sanction or no sanction, on Friday, this is where we are. We really don't know. These things happen. Let's go back to the youth and sport for a minute. The problem between CPP folks and that of the youth and sport. The youth and sport ministry, I'm saying because you are the chairman, you've been hearing what is happening. They pay the money, CPP. Youth and sport say, no, we cannot offer you the exterior front part of the building. Come and get your money back. They are saying no. You as a chairman, Dylan, well, what's your take? Yeah, the youth and sport, was it done correctly? Do you think that the rally organizer should proceed and force the way, say we must have our rally, we are not taking our money back?
If I have paid the money, obtain valid receipt, honor the authorized signature, I will hold my rally there. Yes. It's the same thing they did to Patrick Horner's Punch FM. The government institutions relevant to issuing license and permits for people to operate their radio station took Patrick Horner's Punch FM money. He obtained LRA receipt, official flag receipt. The LTA granted his license. The Ministry of Information started playing with the permit. And then the same government decided that they would strangulate him and say he didn't do payment correctly. Just because they did not want Punch FM on the radio. The court had to reverse that decision. If I have paid money to any government institution to use a government facility, and for all the political, when Tim Cummings of CPP wrote the Ministry of Youth and Sports, they didn't write on plain paper, I want to believe. They didn't hide the purpose and the names of the persons who signed that document. Fine. Even though there's issue with the letterhead, but I will ignore it for now. This communication expressly said what they wanted to use it for, or the perimeter, the exterior aspect. Once the Ministry of Youth and Sports received the people money, issued the proper receipt. You see, they can't come and say that receipt is doctored, or it is from World Trade Center, it is the official stamp, official receipt of the Ministry of Youth and Sport. That means the money was properly deposited, the purpose for which it was paid, the people who pay the money must benefit. If I have paid, I will use that facility unless there is an injunction or prohibition from the court. If I were the Minister of Youth and Sport, I better be running to the court right now to put up prohibition or injunction. Anything short of that. And the fact that I'm saying it, I am saying Louis Brown and his team Cummings that have paid formally, officially, to use that place should not refuse, should not shy away from going to use that premises. They have paid for it already. They have paid for it. The government cannot start playing politics with the people.
Let's talk about the issue. The 2,000 was received for 8 days. Is this how it worked? I want you to speak on this. The 2,000 was received from CPP for 8 days. The minister said the 2,000 was in the cash bags, like a susum bags at the ministry. Upon receiving money that belonged to the state, what's the process? Do you keep it at the ministry, Delon? You are the chair when it comes to Ministry of Youth and Sport. Is this how they work? Do you know anything more than that? That the minister said they kept the money in their susum bags and the cash bags, and for 8 days, and later on they took the money and gave it back to CPP, or they asking them to come and get it?
Any money collected in the name of government must be deposited with obtaining the official flag receipt from LRA so that it can be deposited in the consolidated account of the country. But mind you, there are agencies of government that do administrative fees. They do administrative collection of fees to run the administrative affairs. So if this collection is part of the administrative fees, I don't know how they do their saving on the administrative fees. I will have to ask these questions because this is concerning. It could be Liberty Party tomorrow. It could be another party tomorrow. Just because it is coming or Team Cummings today does not mean we should sit and allow it. It could be any of us tomorrow. It could be another public facility. It could be the Memorial City Hall. It could be Pinsville Town Hall. It could be Gannaville Town Hall. It could be any public facility where the officials responsible to grant authority for the usage of the public facility have granted the authority, receive money, and then big political hands come there to thwart it and intimidate these low-ranking public officials to spin their hand around. And so, yes, what happened about that deposit, the collection, and the issuance of flag receipt, official receipt from the Ministry of Youth and Sports should not go unnoticed. So, yes, it's something I'm going to look at.
They say the person that issued the receipt was unauthorized. I don't know. How can she be unauthorized issuing of the receipt? But let's move on. Delon, you said what?
They always have unauthorized people to steal. And it is wrong.
You say if this were Delon and Delon organization, you will proceed. You will respect your date and you will show face on the 17th. Worrying if CPP go over there to show face on the 17th and then the Liberia National Police barricade. Don't you think this will be more than our expectation? Instead of a rally, that will be some form of protest? I mean, nationally, what will your advice be now as a senator for Mosrado?
If they succeed with this one, forget about use of public facilities.
If who succeed? If the government succeed?
If the ruling government succeeds on this one, the entire opposition community should forget about using public facility going forward.
Wow.
This is a test case. That is why I'm saying if I have paid that money, obtain receipt, honor the authorized signature, I will use the facility. And if you believe that the person who received the money and who signed it were unauthorized, take the matter to the court to enjoin it and to show proof. No politics. Don't use politics to thwart people's activities.
You refuse to speak on the Liberty Party issue. I'm not too satisfied, but I will let that go. I'm very disappointed that you gave me your animal
But I came to
story.
disappoint you on that one. That is simply everybody used to check the Liberty Party that here now we're using to fix it.
You gave me your animal story. You're a hunter now, a silent hunter. Let's see if you kill that elephant. But again, it's a great show, man. Is there anything else you want us to talk about?
Well, so I'm working. My office is working to submit a bill. We doing it in consultation with the Ministry of Agriculture. We are trying to use the template of the National Road Fund. You know, every time there's shortage of rice in this country, then we remember that we're supposed to do local production and grow our own food. And every time the shipload of rice come and it's sufficient enough to supply the country, that thing about empowering farmers and do mechanized farming, and it's gone. That discussion's gone. So my office is putting a bill together. We are not rushing about it. We'll soon do so. To submit, we'll call it the National Food Fund, like the National Road Fund. We want to put a bill together, hoping that it will pass into law so that we can, by that law, determine how we can empower local production. And by that law can determine the source of funding for that purpose. If you import a bag of rice, some fashion go to that fund, like the gasoline, the petroleum product. And within months or years, you can generate millions of dollars that, if properly used, to empower local farmers to produce locally.
Wow.
And within 4, 5 years, 10 years, with proper management, fiscal discipline, and good focus in that direction, Liberia can feed yourself. So I want to put that bill on the floor. I'm working in tandem with the Ministry of Agriculture. I made that point when the Minister of Agriculture appeared. I said, what can we do to help local production? And I asked if proposing such a bill, hoping that it will pass, how much can it do? And the Minister of Agriculture, Madam Jenny Cooper, welcomed the idea and asked that my office will work with the Ministry of Agriculture to put that bill on the floor. And we are nearing there.
Let's talk about, you just brought to our attention, man. News out there, the president traveling with some EPS officer. Nine of the EPF officers, they have taken a slow way. And, they got it banning. Today I was called, and one of the EPS officer family member here in the United States, approached me and said that their family member indeed left from on assignment. He was assigned with the personal security team, and he's willing to talk to me. So I said, let's have the conversation tomorrow, because we're having this show today. I hope I can speak to him. But indeed, they are saying that they left. They are all around in Europe right now. They are not thinking about returning. How scary is that, Dylan? That the president secures some members of his security team, deserted.
Maybe our friends from CDC may be on the internet starving to see which president bodyguard fled from behind them on a foreign travel boat. I remember this happened to the late Moses Black, but the fellow, I think he came home later on, or he's still out of the country. But when your EPS officers are fleeing from behind you in foreign land, they only tell you that they too, they tire suffering behind you. That is simple way I can put it. If your bodyguard can flee from behind you in foreign land, it only says they are sending the message that they tire suffering behind you in Liberia. They too, they are tire suffering. They see you bawling, They see you building your houses, no source of income, no justification, questionable sources. They see you doing a lot. They can't talk. And they too, you're not giving them. So when they leave, they will stay there. When your bodyguard stays away from you in foreign land, he's saying he's still talking behind you at home. I'm what you want me to say.
But they don't know to talk to us about the security concern. I understand that maybe suffering, these people were introduced to a European country and they want to make the way. But the security concern for our leaders, that there's not ordinary security, not just friends, but the EPS, those that have the president back, his eye, his ear, say, you know what, we're going AWOL.
The man is vulnerable. It is only by God's grace and the goodwill of the Liberian people to say we have visited war before, we've seen coup before, we brutalized president before, we jailed president before. The thing we in today, we put ourselves in it by voting this man. So we have to go through the thing and move in the same way we put in it. The president is vulnerable. When the security people around the president can ask you for even $10, $20, you won't know the man is vulnerable. When they can flee from him, if it is true now that from what you're saying, if they can flee from behind in a foreign land, it tells you that they know that back home is not okay. And if the president bodyguard themselves running away to far greener pasture, imagine what happened to the majority of the people back home. And the president doesn't care. His security telling you he doesn't care about them, what you think about the ordinary people. It is a huge security risk. Those persons who travel with the president who are alleged to have fled from behind the president are few. Who knows how many other persons having that desire, but they're only waiting for the opportunity. Who knows?
Let's try to wrap this thing up. Costa is on his way to. He said, Costa gave me a hard time every day. That's he's a friend. He's on his way to Liberia on the 30th of December. He declared his intention to run against Sir Joseph. Are you going to openly endorse Costa to run against Sir Joseph?
Let me say this. Costa arrives on the 30th. The COP will be there. Senator Dillon, as member of COP, ambassador of COP, will be around to receive Costa. I want people whose vote I can trust. That is why we campaign for Yeke Koluba. Yeke Koluba, I let it way I can talk. He said too diplomatic. I don't like the way he can approach things, but I'm sure of his vote for the country and the people. When we say we don't want to do this thing and we will not vote this way, we show of Yeke vote in the house. I will campaign for Yeke. I want somebody who will join me for systemic change, for us to do things through the system. Let it work for the people and not our individual selves being humanitarian. Everybody want to be humanitarian in government. That is why probably everybody doing almost anything just to please the humanitarian aspect. What is happening to the policy aspect? What is happening to the vote?
We can understand that,
policy?
Senator. Sorry to interrupt you because Madam giving me I'm currently on the yellow light right now. I was on the green light when we started. I'm on the yellow light. When we got on the red light,
yeah, myself. I don't hear my time.
But let me ask you know how it goes, right? But let me ask you real quick though. So you will be supporting Costa 125%, running against your colleague, Sir Joseph. You want Sir Joseph out of the Senate.
My colleague said if he didn't have Thomas Fowler in my seat behind him, he would not run in 2023. Have you forgotten?
No, we got a clip. We got a video.
Yeah, so that clip answers it. And I want somebody who will vote in our line, who would do it alike, and if we disagree, we'll be disagreeing on the policy issue.
Do you think Costa can win, Sir Joseph? in Monserrado with everything that is
Costa.
happening.
Okay, so Louis Brown said they will beat in the market drum, eh? Right?
But I think that's what he said yesterday. Do you think Costa can
You know what
beat
it means
Sergio?
for Darius Dillon to lead Costa's campaign in Monserrado along with Yedder Koluba? You're bringing a train in for, let's see. You're bringing a train in for, let's see. I want somebody sitting behind me in the Senate who will look at the MTA policy to see how the national institution can grow, not our own transport service. I want somebody behind me who with proper bills, how we can elevate the health sector together. Not somebody who will be doing their own. No. I want the record to show that we fought to change the system for the people. I want somebody sitting behind me who will join our number to say, let's try to elevate the education sector so that the public schools from kindergarten to 12th grade can be elevated in terms of quality to be free from kindergarten to 12th
And
grade.
we understand all of that. You guys sent it
Yeah.
to St. Joseph, I said right by you. You guys sent it to St. Joseph, that said he building schools and colleges, a vocational institution, going all in, the interior of Monserrado, making the case, the Ebola medicine man, I can transform this, I bring buses in the country. What more you expect from Senator St. Joseph? He get medical team. He's doing all this good things.
If Joseph turn over all those schools to the Ministry of Education for him to build public schools, so that if he's not signing for senator again, it's not his retirement money, then I will start looking at him. We will not be in public office, acquire our personal possessions on the people's back, and use those personal possessions and show it to them as tangible. When we are not in office again, those tangibles are not for the people, not for the public.
Great Senator St. Joseph, your colleague, 1 to 10.
The people of Monserrado will grade him.
But grade him. What do you think?
They will grade him. They will grade him on the.
Vote against him. So what?
They will grade him on the ballot box.
Since you've been senator working along with St. Joseph, have you ever voted no on any of this CDC agenda?
Spoon can cover us.
No, I mean you there, my man. Just say, have you ever voted no on any?
What? Spoon can cover us. The road fund. The road fund. I was the only senator in session present that voted no on the record. Senator Lawrence was out of the country in America on health issues. Senator Steve Zako and Jonathan Kape were on ECOWAS duties in Nigeria. Senator Jonathan Bocha voted. He abstained because at the time they claimed to have given that instruction to Samuel Tuwe. Senator Sigwe was not senator, so he didn't get the whole issue, so he abstained. I was the only senator in session that voted no on the record that we should not free Samuel Tuwe of road fund money. What did some people say out there to spin it? They said, oh, man, Dillon, he let us all a favor by a friend. When we try to stand up for something, people want to make it look like we come out to pretend. Right on your show, Stanton, you brought up a retirement bill and made it about me. Since the truth came up, you have not brought that bill back. Because it's not possible for a lawmaker to sign a law. When you see signature to a document, it's not a law. Anything that passes into law, the signatures that are authorized to do it, they can be there. That bill that somebody sent to you with a committee signature report with my signature on that is circled and sent to you, and may you believe that I passed a dangerous law was not true. It was 2003 retirement law. 2003, I was at the Ministry of Justice. I was not even near politics. I was special assistant to the Solicitor General. Somebody take a committee report and attach it to a 2003 law and send it to you. Why did they do it? Why did they spread it around? To diminish Dillon, because some people quick to believe anything they see. Why did Akawas Gray and other folks from the House come here on this platform to say that retirement bill that Dillon passed is evil, will reject it, and they play it on the public for the public to believe. Akawas, they're smart. The 2003 law, the current law, it gave former lawmaker money. And in 2003, people like Akawas and a lot of members from the House and some in the Senate will be former. They want to benefit from that 2003 law. Most of the guys in the House will not be re-elected. They want the 2003 law to remain on the books so that when they are not re-elected, they can benefit from it. It is that 2003 law we were trying to correct, to reduce it, and in fact, remove if possible lawmakers from there. If we want benefit from retirement, let people pay money into the retirement fund. So these things, you see these things happening, sometimes I say, okay, that's the country. When you're trying, they can fight to bring you down as well. So there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things. I want my colleague who, when we discuss something, we say tomorrow, here's how we're voting. When we part one another to go home, we will not be worrying to call your friend to ask him whether he changed his mind. That's what we want in the legislature.
Yeah.
I don't get it from.
Again, that's why you need a Costa, and you believe that he can win Maserado. Let's end on this note, Dillon. Let's end on this. Census. I just can't leave you because Maserado is too big. Right. And you know, this census thing, where are we? We fought on this, we back, the people cry. It is all about what we are saying right now. Yet and still, they have not even reached 50%. Talk to us. What do you know? The president finally removed the young man, Wilmot Smith, but elevated Lawrence George. Then the president came back and sent Joel Howard Taylor. Up to now, there is no conclusive argument as to where we are with the census, but everybody says on course. Where are you, Dillon? While we're closing on this conversation for tonight.
The census is in disarray. Stanton, this is Senator Dillon sitting in Maserado in Ghana Victory House. He has not been counted. His house has not been marked. How many days have we gone into the census? More than 3 weeks. This entire community where I live, we have no structure has been marked, and no citizen or human being has been enumerated in this community. And this is Maserado County. So you just imagine what happening in the other county. It's not credible. The result is already, it has lost its credibility. And when they say they have completed the census and shall have made their report, we'll ask some questions. The president's office announced to the country that the president was enumerated before he traveled. When census had not started, then the president's office came back to clarify, if he enumerated the president, did he enumerate all the other people that went with him too? Is this the kind of census result you want me to take serious? The people who are inducted under a government institution, LSCC, are the ones who are presiding over the conduct of census. What the LSCC said? LSCC said these people, the Wilmot Smith who was removed, the one who is there to act, Lawrence George, and the proper head, Mr. Ray. The LSCC investigation said they were found for negligence and criminal conduct in the procurement process to procure equipment. If they can be found negligent and for criminal conduct in the procurement of the equipment, why do you think they're not negligent in the recruitment of the enumerators? Don't you understand too that every time we extend the census, That's $5 million. Every time we extend the census by 10 days, it's $5 million. How is it that the legislature did not take into consideration that extending census up to January 15 will incur additional money? Who's going to pay? Because every time you keep the enumerators on the job, extending it, you got to pay them. The census that's supposed to run for 10 days, if you do the enumeration for those enumerators, it's about $5 to $6 million. If you extend it by another 10 days, you are asking for, and you have to find another $5 to $6 million. If you extend it by another 10 days, just how many days you extend it, you have to pay the enumerators. Do we have that money? Or are we waiting for them to start protesting again for the extension? Because every time we extend, that is why I was asking. Spoon Network has the video. I asked in session, why are we extending census? Why are we extending census without demanding of the executive to take executive action against the people who are causing us to extend the census? By us simply extending the census without demanding action on the guards and leaders, we are enabling them.
They requested for some money when they appeared to ask for extension. Can you say to Liberians tonight, did you was your vote a yes vote on their request?
No, my vote was no, and I did not sign.
Okay.
I did not sign because I was insisting that in order for us to extend the conduct of the census, the people who causing us to extend it some action must be taken upon them. And if action, no guarantee action against them, I'm not going to sign, I'm not going to vote. And the document is there. I didn't sign, I did not vote.
Do you think the census has a hidden agenda for the 2023 election?
I wouldn't think so ordinarily, but the folks who are presiding over the conduct of the census have demonstrated gross incompetence, criminal conduct in keeping with the LSCC LSCC investigation, and from experts' own opinion, they dropped the ball. I listened to Ellis Williams, I listened to my own colleague from Nima County, Representative Larry Youngway, who has laid his life in a field. So sometimes you don't have the motive to do wrong, but the way you do it, it creates doubt. It creates doubt. You can't tell me that when you count the people in this country, there will be more people in the Southeast, for instance, than in Montserrat and other places. So when you do that and you bring self-report, you're creating room for doubt, especially with all of this chaos and confusion surrounding the conduct of the census.
Wow. The Honorable Senator Darius DeLong, like the Peking would say, Darius DeLong. We want to say thank you very much. We appreciate your time with Spoon Talk. If you have any final thoughts, please let us know. It was a great show. It's good to have you back, man. Who said you couldn't come back? This is Spoon. We appreciate every bit of the time spent with you, 2 hours, 18 minutes. Talk to your folks that we can go back.
Wednesday, you coming on Class Reloaded. So we can question you.
Me?
Yes.
You invited me on Class Reloaded?
Yes.
You got a problem, man.
So you can take the hard question. Yeah, you ask questions.
You invited me on Class Reloaded, and I will say this to you: it's a good thing. You know, I will respect your invite, and I will reply you tomorrow. I mean, we are family. We are Liberians. You come on Spoon Talk. We are free to go on Class Reloaded to speak to the folks that follow Class Reloaded, and I will be glad you guys can ask me a question. So I will definitely reply you tomorrow.
The first question I will ask.
Why you were giving the question now? It's a Wednesday.
Oh. What are you afraid?
What would be your first question?
Yeah. But when you know Why you looking at Gamen before you ask me?
I remember I already answered it today. Don't make it worse. What will be your first question, Dylan?
No, I will keep it for now.
Yeah, I'll beg you, please do.
Thank you for the invitation. It's good talking to our people. I hope that we spoke our mind and we clarified some issues. It left to those who listen to take in or to reject, and that's what democracy is about. I want to always say thank you to our supporters home and abroad for believing in us, and we take special place for our critics because
I
they
know
are
you
your
close
critics.
that. Thank you. Somebody just asked an important question. Sorry to interrupt. The Zoko scam, your rehab. Include this in your closing. Give us an update real quick.
So we have the board functional, we have the executive director, there's a container coming, and by the time that container lands, we are hopefully going to start to take in. Right now, the clinic is functional.
Okay.
The clinic is functional. It's been functional since October, since September, October.
Okay, that's good.
Oh yeah, we will not drop the ball on that. To rehabilitate one citizen is a dream. Then to build hand pump, which is also important, which is needed. But to rehabilitate one citizen to return them to being productive citizens is a dream that we have to come through. Look, my soul will be satisfied when we do that and building 10 skyscrapers for ourselves.
That's good. That's good. That's a beautiful thing. And I know a lot of folks is looking to see the end of this rehabilitation center because you put your everything into it while you were running.
Yeah.
You want to say
Yeah.
thanks a lot. Yeah, Dylan, man,
and the first thing I did when I became senator, the first thing I dug and put in the hole was that center, not for myself, for the people. The people believe us and they still do believe. That is why they still support that project.
Are you working with the government? Is that center working with the government now? Because they were talking about collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sport. And you understand the president tried to generate $13 million. Are they in talk with you, with the board?
So what we're seeking to achieve when we rehabilitate people who don't have skills, it is at the board level and the executive director level to enter into this partnership that when we rehabilitate a citizen who is not academically schooled like me but wants some skills, then you can enter into the partnership that, for instance, with the Ministry of Youth and Sports through the MVTC for that person to go get some skills at the Memorial Training vocational training center. It is that kind of partnership. And people say, Dylan, why don't you? So let's say fund in the budget for that place. I have said no, and I made my reasoning to the board of the center to say no. I'm a senator. It is conflict of interest for me to have an institution of which I am a part to be funded or something that's through the budget.
Other senators doing it. Prince Johnson did it for his college.
I'm not other senator.
I understand. We just got to call
I'm not
it out.
other senator.
Yeah.
I'm not other senators, and I don't want anything to impair my judgment and my courage on critiquing the budget.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you.
So we want to say, Honorable Dylan, thank you very much, and have a good evening. My regards to the family. Till we meet again, may God bless you and your family. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yes, sir. All right, folks, on the 101, we do not take questions. The Honorable Senator Abraham Darius Delon. A great interview, a great takeaway, but one of the big 10 roofers, thank you for coming back. Good day. Delon is calling for sanction on the president. Good day. That was wow. The man saying if they want to sanction anybody December 9, it should be President George Manneh. He said it openly. I know that one too big for you, Good day, but this senator, Rufus, he was sleeping. Did you hear Rufus? Were you awake and you heard that breaking news?
I heard him.
But Rufus, why you went beyond Jadid? I want to see your sleeping face. Thank you.
Sleeping face.
No, but seriously, this is big. They don't say they must sanction the president. Wow. Lord have mercy. The election season will be interesting. I want to say thank you very much, James. We appreciate you producing, Rufus. Thank you for controlling from studio. We appreciate you likewise. Tomorrow will be very, very interesting. The full team coming home tomorrow. We'll be featuring Isaac Doe tomorrow. And we'll be having a wonderful conversation on this phone talk. Till we meet again, let God bless you all, yeah? And we hope for a wonderful, wonderful show this week. Any question for me? Anything you guys have for me? Because I'm about to run. Rufus, anything? I mean, I understand it stayed dry.
I ain't back.
It stayed dry, you know. Today is the 4th, tomorrow is the 5th. You're late in dropping, you know. That's the best we can do. Good day. Good day. When I say I meant something about good day. Yeah, man, Rufus over there. Think about tomorrow. James, good day. You smiling? You want hook your man up? Rufus the best laughing, yo.
Rufus, I see him, man.
The one who laughed last. There's a
Yeah.
saying that goes like this: the one who
Who
laughed
laughs the best.
best.
Just open motivational speaking class.
But
But Rufus, I know you're a motivational speaker, but this one who laugh the best, but I who wanted today. Oh.
No, Lee.
Guys, have a good evening, and I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Good night.
All right, thank you.
I mean, Councilor, you talking to you?
Man, the door,
Well,
I'm calling the team over.
This is how we love to want Dana Curtis on today's edition of One-on-One with the CEO. The next time you get the team is on tomorrow for another splendid presentation of the full theme on Spoon Talk. My name is Rufus James Goode Flomo. Until we have the time again, have yourselves a wonderful and God bless night. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. The other ones there, I do a burger eating.
Show stand on the storms, and your boy right in the south.